This roasted jalapeno hot sauce is so much better than store-bought. This recipe makes a double amount of sauce that you'd get from store-bought, twice the flavor, half the price. Naturally, we have fresh jalapenos that we're gonna make the sauce with. They are the star of the show. Rinse them under cold running water, let them air dry. The rest of the ingredient list is really simple. Garlic, onion, water, vinegar, cumin seeds, and some salt. So the method that we're gonna use today for roasting off the jalapenos is really gonna extract all that beautiful natural flavor that they have. Cut off the ends and put them into a glass Pyrex dish. I'm making sure that the jalapenos look nice and fresh. They feel firm to the touch. They don't have any kind of discoloration inside of them. The onion, just cut it in half, quarter each half, and peel that outer paper layer right off. Those garlic cloves I'm just gonna toss right into that glass Pyrex dish, paper skin and all, as it's gonna protect them from burning as this is roasting off. Nice drizzle of oil, that's about 2 tablespoons, a heavy pinch of kosher salt, and I like to go heavy with the black pepper. Toss gently to evenly coat the ingredients with the oil, salt, and the pepper. Roast the jalapenos for a total of 40 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, making sure to pull them out of the oven at the 20-minute interval. Flip all those jalapenos over and mix the onions and the garlic around. Toss it back into the oven, 20 more minutes. Once they are fully roasted like that, they're beautiful, they're soft, they're nice and fragrant. Put all those ingredients into a mixing bowl. If you don't have a mixing bowl, just put it in some sort of container that you could put a lid on. The whole purpose of this is to let the ingredients essentially steam themselves, cooking the ingredients the rest of the way through. That's gonna sit with a lid on it for 10 more minutes. Meanwhile, we're gonna get a stock pot, put it over medium-low heat. I have roughly a half of a teaspoon of cumin seeds that are gonna get lightly toasted in the stock pot. This is gonna take about 20 to 30 seconds. Once they do start smelling toasty, go ahead and go in with half of a cup of white wine vinegar. Next is gonna go in 1 cup of filtered water. Next to go in the jalapenos, the onions, and the garlic that I have removed from the paper skin by giving them a squeeze. Just be careful because obviously the garlic is still hot at this point. Nice heavy pinch of kosher salt. Once again, I hit it with some freshly cracked black pepper. That's about 5 turns worth. I turn up the heat to about medium, and I'm gonna bring that liquid that's in the pot up to a simmer. This should take about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Once it does come up to a simmer, reduce that heat slightly, put a lid on it, simmer for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is up, check to make sure the garlic is nice and soft, make sure the jalapenos and the onions are nice and soft, remove the stock pot from the heat, either blend it up using an immersion blender like I'm using, or use a high power blender, a Nutribullet, whatever it is that you have to turn these beautiful ingredients into that delicious hot sauce. An immersion blender is definitely my weapon of choice when I'm blending up a hot sauce, and I'm talking temperature wise at this point. That's the best way to avoid getting any kind of scalding burns from splashing yourself with that hot liquid. Give the sauce a taste and adjust seasoning as necessary. I'm adding another pinch of salt. I mean, of course, you let your palate be the judge. Give it one final taste. You could add more vinegar, you could add more pepper. Like I said, your palate is the judge. I'd say that's pretty damn good. I actually do prefer to have smoother sauces, but if you don't mind having the seeds and the pulp in yours, then obviously skip this step. If you did want a smoother sauce, strain the sauce out through a fine mesh strainer and make sure you have a mixing bowl underneath that strainer just to catch the sauce that you're actually straining through it, right? I'm using a small ladle just to kind of force that sauce through the fine mesh strainer, and what is left behind is that pulp. That pulp can be dried out and ground and made into a seasoned salt, or you could use that as a marinade. This recipe will make you about 2 cups worth of hot sauce and literally costs less than $5 to make. It is far better than any kind of store-bought, and it has a nice fresh taste to it. It'll stay good in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks if you don't use it all by then.